Hi fam, I hope you all are doing fine. Welcome to Movies with Asra. I know I haven't been much active here, but I'm trying to, and it's better late than never, right? So, like I said, I want to be your paragraph guy. So, in case if you don't want to watch the movie or if you did not understand the movie, I am here to explain you the plot within like few minutes. So, with that note, let's begin. Are you ready? Today's movie is gonna be A Kiss Before Dying. It's a 1991 release, an old movie but brilliantly made. It's a psychological thriller. Now, I'll tell you something. If you guys have watched Bazigar, the Bazigar was copy of this movie. Of course, this movie was better put up than Bazigar. Bazigar was a little bit of cringe, but yeah, it's a copy of the movie. So with that note, let's begin. So movie starts with this guy. He's very charming on the outside, but a very brilliant and manipulative guy inside. Basically, he's looking for a shortcut in life. He wants to be successful very fast, and he exactly gets what he wants. He has a girlfriend named Dorothy. She is a daughter of a very rich business tycoon, and Jonathan seems charming, and Dorothy is a very simple girl who would just fall for anybody who's talking nice to her. And she's a very subtle and very like not very smart, not very sharp girl. Jonathan's approach towards her is also like that. Every move, everything he tells her is all a part of his plan. Dorothy thinks that she has found an amazing guy who actually cares for her and loves her, and they're like basically very happy in the relationship. Now the problem begins when Dorothy gets pregnant and tells Jonathan. Basically, Jonathan is not at all ready for the baby, and he knows that Dorothy's father is not just gonna allow her to get married to Jonathan because they are very rich people, and Jonathan has like basically nothing. He's just like a normal guy, normal journalist who's just like working here and there. Jonathan starts thinking that once the father finds out, he's just gonna abandon the daughter and they'll have to anyway get married because she's pregnant, and Dorothy has a large inheritance. He couldn't just let go of that inheritance. He tells Dorothy that no, I'm not ready for the baby, but Dorothy immediately gets offended. She thinks it's the token of their love and she really wants the baby. She doesn't want to abort the baby. Now Jonathan somehow like tells her, okay, fine, let's do it, and convinces her that don't worry, we'll figure something. After this news, Jonathan kinds of turns cold towards Dorothy, and Dorothy sees the signs, but she just like doesn't really think about it much. Now one day Jonathan takes her to a rooftop place where there is nobody, and talks to her, and Dorothy asks him that don't you love me anymore, because it doesn't feel like that way. And Jonathan just gives her a cold smile, holds her feet and pushes her down, and basically he kills her because he doesn't want to be stuck with her because she's pregnant. Dorothy directly falls dead under the church, and when the cops arrive, they don't find any, so they immediately declare it as a suicide, of course, because there was no one on the rooftop. Jonathan for few days puts on his sadness and crying and tears mask in front of everyone, showing that he's really upset and everything, but inside he was actually going towards his new plan. Now here a suspense is revealed. Dorothy has a twin sister who looks exactly like her. Her name is Ellen. Now, we see Ellen's character here that shows that she is exactly opposite to Dorothy. She's sharp, she's smart, and she wouldn't just accept things without thinking about it or without, proving it. Okay, so here we see that Ellen is mostly lost in the thought where she does not believe that Dorothy would commit suicide. She knew her sister too well, and she was always lost in this thought. She couldn't just accept herself that Dorothy would do something like this. In between this, Jonathan tries his best to console her, to talk things that Ellen likes, and Ellen is just kind of moving forward towards him. She thinks that he's a nice guy, and maybe he was a true partner to her sister, because the way he was trying to talk things, she really felt good about him. He was pretending so much to be the best guy ever. Now, a few days later, Ellen finds out few things about Dorothy, where few of her diary pages are missing, her doctor's appointment don't match. Now, the biggest news that Ellen found out was Dorothy was pregnant, and this was not told to the family. So she is in shock, and she quietly herself gets into the car, goes into that rooftop to investigate that why would Dorothy come here and die or jump. So Ellen goes there and she starts measuring the railings and time and distance and everything. She investigates a bit. Meanwhile, Jonathan is trying his best to pursue her. He exactly knows what to tell her with his charms, with his gestures, and a lot of new things. Ellen does not realize that she is actually falling for him, her own sister's killer, because she's so lost in her sister's thought that she's not able to, like, she's always trying to solve this puzzle, that why would somebody commit a suicide. Between all this, one day Ellen asks Jonathan that what was the last thing you spoke to my sister, and Jonathan hesitates and he tries to change the topic and talk something else. This is where it was the first indication for Helen to doubt Jonathan. After this, Ellen straight away goes to her father to ask about Dorothy's wealth and trust fund and everything. And she realizes that if in case Dorothy was married, her financial value would immediately be reduced, like it would affect a lot into her inheritance. She realizes this and she starts investigating. While investigating, she finds an old photo of Dorothy where she sees Dorothy is genuinely happy, but Jonathan kind of is really cold and not happy about it. And this is the second indication again. Now she starts doubting. Ellen does not really tell Jonathan what she's up to or if she has found out that Dorothy was pregnant. Now Jonathan is convinced that Ellen is properly attracted towards him, so he takes a risk and makes up a story about his family, about his background, like poverty and all other struggles, so that Ellen can emotionally connect with. But this is where he made a biggest mistake. Ellen still is in doubt that she's not able to believe Jonathan would have done anything such. She does have pieces but is not able to make a complete puzzle. Now she starts investigating about Jonathan's past because that's what he told her, and while investigating she realizes that nothing matches. Whatever he said, he is basically a completely different person. The more deeper she digs about him, the more she realizes that the more dangerous he is. He's not who he says he is. Now one day Ellen goes to this old kind of place, a library, where all the Dorothy stuff is stored, and she checks out few photos where she realizes Dorothy is in a cafe with the reflection of Jonathan. And what Jonathan told her was completely a different thing about how they met. But here in the photo, it proves that they had met long before Jonathan told her. Now she is convinced that Jonathan is involved in all this, and she tries to unlock all his gestures and she tries to read him and tries to find out more. And finally, one day she puts few things in front of him, doubting about him and her sister and stuff. That's the first time she saw fear on Jonathan's face, and this proved to her that Jonathan is 101% involved. Even though she was convinced herself, she did not have any strong proof or anything. Jonathan fully comes in a damage control mode, trying to convince her to talk. Now, after this, we again see that Ellen has found something on Dorothy where she sees her pregnancy reports and talks to the doctor and understands everything. So basically, the doctor reveals that Dorothy was kind of scared of something, and a lot of other things. After this thing, Jonathan calls her to meet in the same place, not exactly the same place, but in kind of a room of a rooftop. It's a very high floor building. Here, Ellen is obviously scared because she knows her life is in danger. And when Jonathan comes, she comes clean to him. She tells him everything about the missing diary pages, about the photographs, about pregnancy and everything that she has found out. And we see for the first time that Jonathan has revealed his true face and confesses everything to Ellen, saying that all he wanted was money and he could have gotten a lot of money from Dorothy, but only that she got pregnant and came in between. He was only with her because of money and everything. And now his plan was to kill Ellen in the same way so that it looks accidental and stuff. Ellen here was two steps ahead. She obviously knew that he's going to try similar things with her, so she had already informed the security guard. And while Jonathan comes forward to push her, she immediately runs out. Jonathan follows her behind. While running, she takes him to the train tracks where a plot twist happens. Instead of Ellen, Jonathan meets with a train accident and immediately dies there. So it's like history repeated, but only this time there was a villain instead of a victim, and he was dead. Now Ellen just like sits down and sighs in relief that he's finally dead, but she's also upset about her sister's death. So here the movie teaches that don't trust wrong guys. I mean, investigate about them, know about them. Don't reveal everything about yourself to them, because life is just gonna get over like this. You never know what anybody can do anything. Just always be safe and be alert of the surroundings around you. Now when you watch the movie, it's a little bit slow movie where there's a lot of suspense, and each and every little thing is little exaggerated, but I have explained it to you in a very simple way. This is what exactly the story is. Even if you do not watch the movie, it's absolutely fine, because I almost covered everything. It's just that there are some little things that are more exaggerated. And yeah, that's all for today. If you want to watch Bollywood version of this movie, like I said, you can watch Bazigar, but I really like this version. It's a good movie. I like this kind of mind games and psycho thrillers. I hope you guys like my explanation, and we can meet in the next video. Meanwhile, if you have any comments or any suggestions for me, please drop it in my comments and subscribe for more such explanations. And I love you all.